Have you ever been at home trying to relax when suddenly the sound of a loud yang bike comes through and disturbs your peace and quiet? Don't you wish you had something to make them less noisy? Well, introducing the Yang Silencer 5000. For the low price of $500, you will receive one Yang silencing device and a manual outlining our patented delivery method. We are asking US $500,000 for 1% of our company. So what do you say? Are you looking to invest?
I've got to say, I think this is a liability nightmare. You don't have any claims that you can back up, so I'm out. So I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Let that sink in.
So you're an entrepreneur and you have an idea that's going to revolutionize the world. Or more realistically, just give your grandmother something new to talk about in her WhatsApp Bible study group. But like most other entrepreneurs, you need money to get started. And so you have two options. One, pitch to investors. Or two, pray that dream you had about your cheating ex falling out of that 757 airplane into a pit with 12 cobras on top of 2 active volcanoes gives you some numbers you can play to win the lotto. Nobody else has those dreams? Just me? Oh, okay. So how do you approach an investor and give them reason enough to commit funds to you and your idea? Well, we asked that question to co-founder and manager of Jamaican Venture Capital Firm First Angels Jamaica, Sandra Glasgow. Since 2014, First Angels Jamaica has invested over $200 million into local startups to help them go to the next level. So, needless to say, Ms. Glasgow knows exactly what she's talking about. Now, Ms. Glasgow says the first thing you need to know is that your business is dead before it even starts if you don't have your ducks in a row before you approach an investor. There's levels to this game, and if you don't have even the entry-level requirements in order, you're just wasting an investor's time.
You have to have a business model that demonstrates that this will be a viable business. And for those who don't know about business models, it's all the things that make the business tick, right? That help you to generate revenue and make profits. And what are some of the things that you'll need to look at in terms of your business model? The first thing is, who is the customer? And you must have what they call product market fit, meaning that the product or service is in demand, it's priced correctly. The business model will tell the investor whether this product or service is going to make lots of money and therefore provide a good return.
The next thing is to make sure you have an idea or concept that can distinguish you in the marketplace. We've all seen it in Jamaica before. 1 stretch of road, 26 church, 36 bar, and 50 pan chicken man, all offering the same services to the same set of people. Why? But differently still, make we talk about this. In this time of COVID, we have a whole heap of conspiracy theories going around about vaccine and microchip and all these things. But how come no conspiracy theorist is talking about the church, bar, and pan chicken man situation in Jamaica? Logistically, this just seems like the perfect setup for some kind of nefarious activity. I am 1000% sure that the Illuminati is up to some nefarious plot involving churches, bars, and pan chicken man in Jamaica, and I'm going to figure out what it is. I don't have any idea what it is yet, but I'm definitely going to figure it out. So Illuminati. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, to attract investors, you need to have a product or service that distinguishes you in the marketplace.
Investors tend not to invest in ordinary businesses, mom and pop kind of, as they would say in the States, businesses. It's typically a business that has some innovative features and can demonstrate that it's going to grow significantly over, say, 5 to 7 years.
Next up, you have to have good financials. Investors want to see how you're managing the money you already have before they give you some of theirs. Your financial documents are the greatest indicator of how you will fare if an investor decides to cut you a check.
Then you need to have these financial projections. You need to be able to project it 5 years down the line. Well, what will this business look like 5 years? Who knows? But it has to be systematic. And those financial projections need to be realistic. They need to have some stretch, of course, because it has to match your vision and the vision of the investor. But it needs to make sense.
And it is for that reason that I will no longer be accepting any more fish fry tickets unless the person organizing it can show me some financials or some records to let me know that I will be getting my food on the day. People, we have to make sure that the white collar crime known as keeping a fish fry is cut out, and it starts with you. Another major key for attracting an investor, according to Ms. Glasgow, is having a good team hierarchy. A sustainable business cannot live and die with its owner. And the simple fact is that you cannot know everything about everything. You just can't.
You know, this is not a one-man band kind of thing. You know, you have to have a capable team, people with different skills. So you have to have somebody who's going to be taking care of the record keeping and the accounting. You have to have somebody who can do your sales and marketing. You have to have somebody who can manage the people. It's unlikely that you as the founder, you are going to have all of those competencies.
There's a reason why they say the attorney who represents himself has a fool for a lawyer. The entrepreneur who tries to do everything himself get plenty bun. You also need to have customers. You have to show that your product or service is already impacting people on a relatively consistent basis and just needs a little push to go to the next level. And your customers can't just be a grandmother and the other people in her WhatsApp Bible study group who she bullied into buying your product or service by threatening to let the Lord reveal their sins during church service as she is getting into the spirit. Grandma is a gangster.
You know, that business of having customers is really important. And investors refer to that as traction. So when somebody says, do you have traction? It means, do you have customers who are, ready to buy your products or services? You should be at the stage where you're not just testing the concept. You are really looking now to scale.
Ms. Glasgow says in her experience, most people fail to secure investors because they simply aren't ready. They don't have answers to some of the basic questions investors are likely to ask.
I think the last count I had was 549 people who had gone to our website to make an application since we started in 2014. Only 32% of those have actually completed the application. People have these ideas, but they haven't thought it through. So, they don't have a marketing strategy. They don't have a pricing strategy. They don't have a team. They don't have, they don't have financial projection.
There's also an attitude deficit, meaning there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who seem to think they are doing the investors a favor by allowing them to invest in their business.
We've seen a lot of a sense of entitlement among entrepreneurs who think that these people are rich, so they must invest in your business and they mustn't ask too many questions. It doesn't work like that. It's a partnership that we're building.
One more thing entrepreneurs need to understand is that the investor-entrepreneur relationship is not like a one-night stand or a friends with benefit kind of situation. No, it's more like a long-term committed relationship in which trust is built up over time. For persons who want more detailed advice about how to attract investors to their business, First Angels Jamaica regularly stages investor readiness workshops to get persons up to speed on all the different elements that are involved in the process. And they actually have one coming up in May.
So it's pretty, I wouldn't say intense, but it has a lot of stuff. That program runs over 9 weeks. And we included a lot more hands-on stuff, like now you get a template to do your financial projections that has, a tab for assumptions, a tab for your revenue projections, a tab for your expenses, for you to calculate your salaries and statutories.
For more information about First Angels Jamaica and their investor readiness workshops, you can check out their website. It's in the description below.
Let that sink in.
Alright guys, recap time. According to Ms. Glasgow, the process of attracting investors to your business starts long before you even approach the person. You have to have an idea that can distinguish you in the marketplace, as well as a customer base with a lot of growth potential. If you don't have that, don't bother waste the investor's time. Unless you're in the business of giving away free ideas and enjoy watching other persons get rich off your hard work and intellect, then by all means, go right ahead. Then you have to have all your ducks in a row. Your business model, your financial projections, and a qualified team to help you reliably execute your product and your service. Lastly, you need to have the right attitude. No investor is just going to take up their hard-earned money and give to you and just say, hey, do whatever you feel like, pay me back whenever. Probably only if they're also into lighting large piles of money on fire, because they like money fires. Appreciate that most serious investors are looking for a partnership in which you both grow and develop and make money over time. And they will want to get to know and understand you and your business instead of just checking in every now and then just to see how much money you made them. Think marriage, not Tinder. Apply these principles correctly and you should have investors fighting Mortal Kombat style to put money into your business. And most importantly, make your grandmother oh so proud when she talks about you in her WhatsApp Bible study group.